Do you know what separates a good school principal candidate from a great one? I do, and I can tell you it's not just about credentials or experience. Every year, talented educators face principal interviews, yet only a few stand out. Why? Because acing the interview isn't just about answering questions, it's about showcasing a unique blend of leadership, vision, and innovation. So, whether you're a first time applicant or an experienced educator looking to advance your career, the insights in this video are going to help you go further faster in your educational leadership journey. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the tools and confidence to stand out as the ideal candidate for any principal position. Let's get started. Hey everybody, Gordon Amerson here, Superintendent of Schools and Gallup Certified Strengths Coach. And on this channel, we help leverage my experience from classroom teacher all the way to superintendent of schools to help you go further faster in your educational journey. If this is your first time with us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you don't miss any cool updates or any of our newest episodes. Okay, everybody, today we've got a good one. Today we're going to talk about that of a school site principal and how you can excel during your next principal's interview. Now, the principalship, that position, true leadership, authentic leadership, CEO level work, strategic thinking, leading large groups of people, leading a school community. It is not a small feat. It is not for the faint of heart, but it is a wonderful job. It was one of my absolute favorite positions to hold in public education. I loved being the captain of a ship, the captain of a school, helping to steer it in a great direction. And so what I'm hoping to help you with today is to get you thinking through what you need to walk into that interview room equipped with, armed with, to be able to impress the interview panel, show them your best, and absolutely crush the interview. So we're going to give you 5 tips. I'm going to help you be prepared to get in that interview room and be able to knock the socks off the interview panel. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in with insight number 1. School principal insight number 1. Understanding the roles and the challenges of the position. As I stated, the principalship is not for the faint of heart. It is a high level, highly complex, multifaceted position. So knowing what your roles and your responsibilities and what the challenges are that you will face in the principalship are going to be critically important as you're preparing, as you're thinking about what are the questions, what are the scenarios, what does the panel want to know, what does the superintendent who I'm going to work for and I'm going to support their vision, what do they want, what are they going to expect of me? So thinking through that and being very, very honest with, am I ready for the role and the responsibility of a principal? Am I ready to take that call on Sunday morning when something happened, when the water main broke, when the school potentially got vandalized, when something happened? Are you ready to take that call at 2 a.m. when there's a field trip that's coming back and the bus is broken down, or a student has done something where now law enforcement has gotten involved? These are the realities of the complex challenges and the role that you're going to have to think through and be prepared for. Never mind the importance of the key aspects of the job: instructional leader, supervisor of staff, motivator of scholars, communicator with parents. All of these things are part of this multifaceted and series of challenges that you're going to have to be prepared when you walk into that interview room and when you're willing to sit in front of that panel and share your vision, share your thoughts, share why you would be the absolute best person for a district to entrust you with an entire school campus, with hundreds of children, with millions of dollars worth of resource, with acres of property. Knowing and understanding the challenges and the roles that you will have to be able to embrace is going to be number 1, a key aspect of you being successful in this role. So know your roles and the challenges that come with it is leadership insight number 1. Principal leadership insight number 2. Showcasing leadership and vision. This is at the core of your role and of your ability to effectively lead the school. You're always vision casting. You're always providing leadership, instructional leadership, supervision leadership, inspirational, charismatic leadership, being able to convey just how committed that you are to moving student achievement forward, being able to convey just how committed you are to supporting and nurturing the needs of your staff, and being able to cast a vision of how you will advance and make that school better every year that you have the privilege and the opportunity to lead it. This is critical. When you can cast vision, when you can share your insights, when you can share your wisdom, and then have people coalesce, kind of galvanize around what it is that you want to do and what you believe, that's leadership at its highest level. That's when people are drawn in. That's when people want to become a part of your staff. That's when the superintendent is walking around and the assistant superintendents are walking around and they're spending time on your campus. They're spending time understanding who you are, what you're doing, and why your school is doing so well, and why your parents are so excited, and why your staff is so engaged, and why there's such a rich and warm culture. It's the ability to cast vision and to lead towards that. So how you can share that, how you can actually exemplify that during the actual interview is going to be a critical skill for you to be able to showcase. So think through, what is your vision? How will you cast that? And how will you use that leadership capacity, that leadership expertise that you're going to have to demonstrate during the interview to actually show how you'll be able to move the school forward? So leadership insight number 2 is thinking through vision and the leadership in order to be able to execute it. So showcase that throughout the interview. And as we're thinking about that, share with me in the comments below 2 or 3 ideas that you have for how you showcase leadership. How do you demonstrate that you're an effective leader? How can you showcase that and share that with the interview panel? Share that with me in the comments below, and we're going to move to leadership insight number 3. Leadership insight number 3, understanding and integrating educational trends and technologies. Education is changing. The landscape is changing fast. The ground is shifting beneath our feet. Innovation, technology advances, disruptive technology, and interconnected, globally kind of unplugged world is really where we're headed. We, as the educational leaders of a school site, we have got to stay current. And as a matter of fact, not just staying current. Current is not good enough. Our staff deserves better. Our scholars deserve better. We have to be lifelong learners. We have to be able to exemplify how important it is to get professional growth, professional learning, professional advancement of our knowledge, of our skills, and of our capacity. And being able to do that so we stay ahead of things like AI, things like Common Core, things like the technology advances of what we're doing around classroom instruction and best practices on pedagogy and instruction. We have got to be a student of this game. We've got to be a student that is learning constantly and then showcasing our learning, looping that back to our staff, and then showing them that being ahead of that curve is not only an expectation, but you're willing to model that you're willing to mentor them through that. We have got to lead, and we've got to be first out the gate. So our commitment to learning becomes infectious. Our ability to communicate to the interview panel how committed we are to our own professional growth and learning, and how that will be a core tenet of your leadership, of the staff, and of your school community is paramount. Because not only do you need to have that so that way you can effectively lead your staff, you can effectively move student achievement, but because of the fact that things are changing so rapidly, we've got to stay on our game around professional learning and professional growth. So being able to demonstrate that, being able to highlight that, showcase that in the interview panel is going to be really, really important. So think through how you will demonstrate and show your commitment to professional growth and learning, and then be able to share that vision along with all of your insights and all your commitments to the interview panel. So interview insight number 3 is going to be making sure that we can demonstrate our commitment to professional learning, and advancements in educational trends and technologies. All right, leadership insight number 4, communication skills and relationship building. This, it sometimes it goes without saying just how important it is to be able to communicate and just how important it is to build relationships. There's not a big, huge, new and different way to share how important this is. It comes down to, can you communicate clearly with multiple constituencies? Can you communicate effectively with your parents? Can you communicate effectively with your staff? Can you communicate effectively with the scholars that you're there to inspire and lead? Can you communicate well with the district office? Do you have systems to be able to communicate well, follow up, follow through? Do you have different modalities? Are you an effective communicator through written word? Are you an effective communicator verbally? Can you get on video? Can you do these different pieces? And can you do it in a way that engages and connects with as many people as possible? That is, I'm at a loss for words because it is one of the most important skills that you will ever have. It is one of the most important skills that you will ever need to leverage and utilize throughout your experience as a school site leader. Whether you're an assistant principal or a principal or a director at the district office or an assistant superintendent or superintendent, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be excited to communicate with people. Share your thoughts, share your wisdom. This is how we build relationships, because when I can communicate my message effectively and clearly to other people, I can build a relationship with them. They will feel connected. They'll feel engaged. They want to be a part of what it is that I'm trying to build. And they'll want to be a part of what it is that you're trying to build when you are committed to communication and relationship building. It is as simple as that. Find effective ways and effective modes of how you'll communicate, how people will know who you are, know what you expect, and know how you are going to communicate it to them. When you can convey that, that is a high leverage skill. The most challenging things for the highest performing and the highest level leaders in the world is the ability to communicate, is the ability to make sure that their message and what they'd like to have happen can cascade effectively throughout their organization. And when you can do it well, there are high levels of engagement, high levels of relationship building, high levels of trust that can exist within an organization. So finding ways to communicate to the panel your commitment to communicating effectively and using that communication lever as a way to build relationships, critically important. So communication and relationship building is leadership insight number 4. Leadership insight number 5. And thanks so much for hanging with us thus far and getting to this point in the video. We hope that you're getting a lot of insights and things that are going to help you get prepared for your next principal interview. So let's talk about number 5. And number 5 is problem solving and decision-making abilities. And it might sound redundant, but I've said all these things are super important, super critical. Problem solving and decision-making, that's where the rubber meets the road. This is where you get paid what you get paid to be a school site leader. This is where you earn your keep. Because when you lead an organization that has lots of people, lots of resource, lots of buildings, lots of infrastructure, things are going to happen. If what I am telling you is catching you off guard, like that's, this is too much experience, this is too much for me, I don't know if I want to take on this level of responsibility, that is okay. Better for you to hear it from me now than realize it after you're in a job, when you have children that you're responsible for, staff that you're responsible for, taxpayer assets and resources that you're responsible for. But your ability to make decisions in time of crisis, it is the single most important thing that you'll do. The best example I can give you, is March 13th, 2020. And I, as a superintendent, was faced with the decision about closing our entire school system because of a global pandemic, and at that point in time, we didn't know what it was. And I thought long and hard about making that decision. But my ability to make a critical decision for the health, the safety, and the well-being of everybody in our school system, that's a weight that's on your shoulders. That's a weight that was on my shoulders, and the shoulders of my colleagues, other superintendents, and quite frankly, principals who then had to communicate that message. Principals then had to make a decision about how to mobilize resources, how to communicate with their staff, how to communicate with their families. Of course, district offices helped, but school site principals were leading that. Their decisions, their problem-solving skills, how they mobilized resources, how they made sure that technology was set up, how they made sure that their teachers had the equipment that they needed when they were going to their homes and when they were not going to be on campus. All those decisions and solving those problems is at the core of what principals do. And good principals, strong leaders, can be decisive, and they can make decisions, and they can do things to make sure that their staff and that their students and that their community can thrive, even in times of crisis. The way you're able to communicate your ability to make decisions and solve problems, how you go through that process, how you work through it, how you can remain committed to making critically difficult decisions in spite of naysayers, in spite of people who may question your judgment, may second guess you. You may make the wrong decision. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to say you may make the wrong decision. You will make wrong decisions. You make wrong decisions over and over and over, and that's okay. You can make good decisions and you can recover if you're committed to having a good process and a good system. So the ability to problem solve and the ability to make good decisions in times of crisis and otherwise is leadership insight number 5. So there you have it. 5 leadership insights that will help you prepare for your next interview for the position of school principal. It is a great job. It is great work. It is a great opportunity to be a true, authentic, 100% leader. That's what school principals are able to do. So to further help you and support you in that, I want you to check the description below, because we have a resource that will help you tackle leadership interviews with some strategies and some systems that will help you be prepared for your next leadership interview, give you ways to tackle certain types of questions, give you certain frameworks that we think will support you and help you in your quest and in your journey. I want to see you as a principal. I want to see you in that leadership role. Because if you've got the fire, you've got the desire, you've got the commitment to kids, you've got the commitment to educating and creating new realities for our communities, then we want you, we need you in that role. So if you got something out of today, give us a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, share it with 10 friends. We want to continue to help this community grow. We want to continue to help people find their leadership passion, find their next leadership opportunity. We are committed to that. So if you like today's video, check this one out as well. It's good. It's not as good as this one, but it's good too. And until we see you on our next episode and our next video, take care of each other, take care of yourself, and be well. See you soon. Thanks, everyone.